If you're looking for the house that's going to be demolished, it isn't this one. I think it's the one on the other side of town.
Hello and welcome to my episode-by-episode review of The Young Ones, the anarchic alternative comedy sitcom about four terrible students living in grotty digs together. If you're unfamiliar with the show, then you can watch my full series review up here. Today, I'm reviewing the first episode of Series 1, Demolition. Whilst Neil fails multiple times to end it all, Rick and Mike find out off of Vivian that the council are demolishing the house the next day.
We got a letter from the council. They're gonna demolish the house tomorrow.
They all approach the problem in different ways. Rick protests.
Rick, man, what are you doing with my crucifix, man?
Testing.
Mike tries to seduce the councillor, and Vivian tries to destroy the house first. This is what you'd call the main plot of this particular episode, but it doesn't come in until we're just over halfway through. The show has always had a loose relationship with the plot, but this did seem to come in relatively late. Then again, I haven't seen Series 1 in a while, so I can't remember if this is the norm or not. I wonder if the plot of them moving out was the inspiration behind the notorious ZX Spectrum game. I'm going to attempt to play it on a live stream on Sunday if anyone fancies watching it. Anyway, I recently rewatched Nasty for Halloween, and it took me by surprise by how funny I found it. Sadly, this didn't happen here. Whilst there are always gags that fall flat in the show for me, none of these ones got a proper chuckle out of me. Series 2 was a bit more consistent in general from what I remember. Maybe it's because they didn't move on from the bits I didn't find funny fast enough. It's weird seeing this pilot version of Rick's costume. I can't remember if it ever reappears, but most of the time he wears a grey shirt and no tie. He, Neil and Viv wear the same thing every day like cartoon characters. Which is what they are, really. I do like his black shirt and red tie, but his regular grey shirt does make his black jacket pop more. I love these red Chelsea boots that he wears throughout the series. They've got studs on them or something. I swear that Jennifer Saunders is wearing these during Bad News Tour. It's weird seeing Aid as Viv with his hair this short too. Neil and Viv are their usual selves, but Rick's electric angry energy particularly stands out.
Did you see that? Did you? The voice of youth!
We even get 3 of his poems, and whilst that's probably too many for one episode, I don't think we got enough of them in the show as a whole.
House! House! Oh, you're made of stone! But you're not alone, the house!
That was really pretty bad, Rick.
Bad for society when the kids start to get into it.
I love that this moment is just the definition of malicious compliance. Viv can be such a mood. This episode is also the first appearance of Viv's hamster special patrol group, which is a gag that went completely over my head when I first watched this.
I think Special Patrol Group is a stupid name for a hamster.
Then there's Mike. Christopher Ryan was an 11th hour replacement for Peter Richardson as Mike as Paul Jackson refused to work with him, and the studio became available for the pilot at the last minute or something, if I remember rightly. Whilst I do think some people are too harsh on him, as this Mike was always something of a straight man, I do feel like both the writers and Ryan himself weren't exactly sure how to go about the character. He's trying a little too hard to be funny here.
If the world's an egg, Border Collie, this kid's the lion stamped on the side.
Thank you.
You know the French for duvet? I'm talking about 100% cotton.
Although there were always jokes at Mike's expense, he's much better deadpan, which I think is probably Ryan's strength as an actor anyway from what I've seen. And, of course, you have to remember that the other 3 had spent the past couple of years playing some version of these characters on stage. I think Alexei Sayle was strong from the beginning, but I do remember that it took me a while to warm to him when I first started the show. However, I was struggling to warm to its randomness as a whole. I think he and his own material don't always fit, but he does well here. Yurtsy Belovsky, the enthusiastic, definitely not a Russian spy landlord, is probably my favourite out of Sayle's characters, and his rapid listing of inaccurate pop culture references is probably the closest to Rick's energy.
Let's twist again, like we didn't do in Moscow, because I've never been there, of course, you know, I am English person.
As for the supporting cast, co-writer Ben Elton is pretty good as the right-on host of Nosing Around, a desperately out-of-touch and dumbed-down current affairs programme for young people. I think it's a pretty good parody, even though I obviously haven't seen exactly what they're parodying.
This is it, Nosing Around. Yeah, N-O-Z. Z for that. It's a programme for young adults.
I've seen people who found the show Whatever You Want hosted by Keith Allen and wondered if that was the show it was parodying, but that debuted the day before this did, and from what I've heard, actually did a decent job of the current affairs stuff, even if it was between bullshitter sketches. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me review it. By the way, the Polytechnic Careers Advisor here is played by Anthony Sharp, who also appeared as an actor in The Bullshitters Roll Out the Gun Barrel in one of his last roles. Pauline Melville has a cameo. who is an alternative comedian and actress who would later go on to play Viv's mother, popped up in several other alternative comedy shows. Andy de la Tour also has a small role, who popped up in a lot of male shows and was his support act on tour. One of the teens here is played by Gerard Kelly, who also appeared in the comic strip presents Mr. Jolly Lives Next Door and More Bad News. Chris Barry also voices one of the rats.
Eaten any good books lately?
Oh, don't! Best I can manage these days is to stuff down a few pages of The Guardian.
Practical effects are impressive as always, from the exploding bricks to Rick smashing the TV. The band in this is the blues rock band 9 Below Zero with a song called 11+11. It's solid and it's one I have listened to in my own time, but it's probably one of my least favourite songs in the show. That's just because the other songs here are so good. It's catchy and upbeat, and any rock song with a harmonica is automatically cool in my books. I don't know any of their other songs, so let me know if there's any of theirs that I should check out in the comments. I absolutely love the damn suggestions you guys gave me last time. And as we're talking about music, we might as well talk about the theme tunes. The opening song is, of course, The Cast Covering the Young Ones by Cliff Richard, but half shouting it like it's a football chant with silly sound effects in the background. I actually prefer the first opening titles, as its still images establish the characters better, and the effects in the Series 2 one are really outdated. Whilst it sets the silly, loud tone of the show well, I think that the closing theme captures the manic energy of the show better. It's probably good for it to end on this high. And of course, we get Rick singing the Cliff Richard song, Living Doll, as a protest song, which they would of course sing with him for comic relief 3 years later. Imagine claiming a sanitised teen idol as a symbol of revolution. This is a comparatively weak one, but pilots usually are. I wouldn't recommend it as a starting point, although I'm aware that with streaming, most people probably will. Have you seen this episode? What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. If you want more people to see it, you can like it or hype it. If you want to tip me, you can buy me a coffee on Ko-Fi. I also have memberships on there, Patreon and YouTube, for bonus content including seeing how I make videos just like this. If you want to see me discuss their seasonally spooky episode Nasty, then you can watch my last Young Ones episode review right here. See you soon!
I am a power.
You're not. You are?